across all my multi-streams. I just felt like getting on. It's Dr. Trek coming at you from, Trekland HQ. I just felt like jumping on for a minute for two things. One, to talk about if there's any room in these interwebs left right now, to talk about what an astonishing 24 hours of Trek we've just lived through. Between the Lower Decks finale last night, oh my God, Mike, what an insane build-up. Now go back and to watch the craftsmanship of building that season. That finale, and then the amazing news today. I don't think we're spoiling anything here. No, Kate Mulgrew back as Admiral Janeway on the new animated series to come, Star Trek Prodigy, which is going to be on Nickelodeon, which is a whole new ball of wax. So much stuff. Everybody's talking about the details. People are so excited. They're excited for Lower Decks. Lower Decks has swung so many people on. I know it's still not everyone's cup of tea, but so many people who are just, not sure about Star Trek in animated form, especially one that was comedic. Well, I think most people, some sincerely, don't enjoy that tone. But it's made so many converts. Most of all, it has, even among people who don't enjoy the humor, they get it. I just wanted to talk about that right now. As you know, Trekland, we don't just do the same old, same old. So yeah, I don't want to steal too much from Trekland Tuesdays live next week, right? Where we go every week, the regular home of clarity, sanity, and the big picture of things in Star Trek. But I just had to talk about this tonight. What all of these news events make. And yes, Discovery's coming. And yes, part of this is all about the people have been so excited and surprised by Lower Decks. People are excited for what this means for Prodigy. People are starting to get it. And most of all, it's friggin' 2020. And if there was any time with a pandemic and politics and social chaos up in the air trying to find its new path, in the best Star Trek tradition, there's been no better early holiday present than what we've just been getting the last few hours, and it won't last. So there's a lot more muck out there to get through, a lot more work to do, a lot more enduring and staying safe to do. But wow, for the last couple of days, the last 24 hours, it's been amazing. Now, this morning's hour of panels, did you watch it live? We're part of the virtual New York Comic-Con, and it's another reminder that we're still dealing with COVID and all that. I just want to remind you right now that tomorrow night at 5 Pacific, 8 Eastern, I'm going to be part of this fun event from Kalela and Jay at Science Division. The animated Tribble folks with the Chip and the Tribble that do amazing things. They're actually got a license from CBS to do that. Not that they're not great and high quality and wonderful, but it was kind of a risk for CBS to go out with a small company like Jay and Kalea, and they've done awesome. So they're having an hour. They asked me to come in, and after we did the Community Connected Con in June, early days of the pandemic, they asked me to come in and help with this. We're going to have a Tribbles panel-ish, just for fun, and then we're going to do some trivia with prizes. And of course, the trivia is all Tribbles related or Tribble episode related. So I want to make sure everybody hears about this tomorrow afternoon in the mix of all the fun that's going on right now. And brother, can we use it? So yeah, head over to their site. Do you see their site there? It's sciencedivision.com, right? I mean, you'll get to the trivia, but just go to sciencedivision.com or sciencediv.com, right? At 8 p.m. Eastern, that's 5 Pacific, and I think 5 means it's 1 a.m. British summertime. You might still make it, guys. It's Friday night. Hey, what else are you doing? All my Brits. I haven't even looked at who is even on right now because this is such a wacky time. It's not Trekland Tuesdays afternoon time, and it's not morning time for Life Support Live on Saturdays. So I know I'm shocking some people. And I think there's probably some live events going on right now. I just want this up across all the channels for people to see. I know I'm going to be talking more in depth about this on my own solo show on Tuesdays and with others, I'm sure, in the next week and month to come. Because no sooner do we whiplash away from that amazing decks that shows you, gives you a hint of what the coordinated, what been calling the new golden age of Star Trek. I've been talking about this the last year and a half. I know people have their questions. I know people want to see the proof in the pudding, but just conceptually, has it started to sink in what's possible here? I mean, it's the kind of thing that when I was a kid, like in the 90s, I was like, oh, if only we could do this, if only we could do that. If these people these characters weren't seen to be a part of a series, but as somebody living at this point in time. So why wouldn't things crisscross? And not to be gratuitous, not to be all fan servicey and have everybody pop up in everybody's living room and everybody's personal quarters, but to have it out there making sense. And the political trends, the social trends of the 23rd century, the 24th century, the 22nd century even. Having those things all interactive in a remarkable, just laid back everyday way, the way that Lower Decks is kind of pioneering. It was my topic last week on Tuesday's Live. It's not fan service. It's hashtag using the universe. I've been tweeting about it all day. But the amazing thing about having Kate come back and play Janeway, yes, she's not going to be the focus of the show. The show is about the teenagers. But to finally have an actual kid, Lower Decks is not for the kids, unless the kids have the parents close by. Prodigy is going to be for the kids. Prodigy is going to be on Nickelodeon, which is around the globe already. And yeah, I know we've got a lot of, all my global truckers and all my global portales, everybody is saying we can't see Lower Decks, Larry, legally. Well, eventually you will be. And you're still waiting on the short treks. I know. Growing pains. And it's murder to watch the rest of us spoiling all this stuff to hell, tweeting and everything about it, when you're trying to maybe even keep your distance. But if nothing else, there's been such a glow of excitement and goodwill. I think more and more people are starting to get it. The potential in all these different Star Trek themes and tones, what you can do, and how Prodigy will be 3D young adult animation versus the 2D kind of snarky, Adult Swim style here, the Rick and Morty style, even though I reject saying it's totally Rick and Morty. It's not that chaotic. It's still Star Trek. It's still part of a franchise other than its own thing. But no, it's amazing. And on so many levels, the cameos. Are we still in spoiler territory? The cameos, the action, just the space battle, bringing in old species, bringing in just still random bits and pieces. Again, not Easter eggs, but some of them Easter eggs, but so much stuff is just hashtag using the universe per the personalities involved. There's still lots of plain Jane vanilla characters in the background of Lower Decks, just going about their boring, routine, amazing explore the galaxy lives. If that can be routine. Not everybody on the show is Mariner. Not everybody on the show is Boimler. Not everybody on the show is Rutherford or Tendi, for that matter. But even some of the pathos that they got into in Lower Decks, there's a lot there. I'm amazed they crammed so much in 22, 23 minutes. That's my thumbnail review of this amazing build-up to an amazing season 1. And yeah, I said it on Twitter a little bit ago, something about season 2, and somebody acted shocked. I was not dropping news. It was a 2-season order. That's announced. Same thing with Prodigy. Prodigy has been sold for 2 seasons on Nickelodeon. Can't wait to see what that does on Nickelodeon. Can't wait to see what that does on the Parrot ratings, how that transcends when we do the Parrot Analytics ratings that we go to and report on every week on Tuesdays Live, 1:00 Pacific. Yeah, people are reeling. People are smiling. It's one of those moments. The sad thing, and I told some of my friends, my friend Marina, who's in Kate's inner circle, but still got to be surprised. I said, it's a shame that Kate did not get, a Comic-Con, or even better yet, an STLV moment where she could, where Prodigy and Janeway's back could melt down the internet the way Sir Pat Stew and Picard's series announcement did a couple of years ago. It's still melting down Twitter. I think the hash is still out there and people are excited. So yeah, excuses an increasingly insane, uphill political world, dealing with COVID, dealing somehow with politics around COVID, which is just stupid. It's just science, people. There's nothing political or social about it. Anyway, yeah. All that's still going on. People are still trying to deal with an economy that's suffering. All of that, and at least, we have our Star Trek. And for one day here, another 24-hour period, we've had such an incredible news spike. Anyway, that's, guys, if you're popping in here and you're seeing this, especially on Twitch, much less Facebook, if you're seeing me popping in, I don't know if, I see some new folks over here. Trekland Tuesdays After Dark. Yes, Marina. Hey, listen, can I just say, I think the most subversive line ever was buried in Lower Decks this week. It was one of the million throwaways. Maybe it has competition, but I just about died the minute it flew by the first time. Okay? We'll talk about that one later, too, I'm sure, down the line. Thursday Throwdown. Thank you, Rusty, for that. Hey, guys. Again, I also wanted to remind everybody, if you hadn't heard, keep the fun going tomorrow at 5 Pacific, 8 Eastern, over on their page, sciencediv.com. We're going to have some fun. We're going to have a Tribbles. I'm going to have two, count them, two show and tells. A couple of pieces from my Trekland HQ set, my set, if you want to talk about. They're here every week, and I'm going to pull them out and talk about them, along with everything Clea and Jay want to talk about. For, 30 minutes or something. And then we're going to get into some trivia with some awesome prizes. Have a lot of fun tomorrow. And it's going to be Larry's Trekland type trivia. So it's not going to be hardball. It's not going to make you feel bad if you can't get some ridiculous number to the nth degree. It'll all be fun. If you take a breath, it'll be the kind of trivia that you can probably figure out if you can just take a breath and clear your head for a second. Okay? Nothing crushing. Because that's not the way I ever like trivia, and that's not the way I do trivia. So yeah, hope you can join us. Tribble Talk and fun tomorrow. There'll be a quiz. Dr. Trek and Clea and Jay at Science Division. Lots more stuff coming. Virtual Trek is next weekend. Virtual TrekCon. I'm going to be doing a booth. We didn't get our panel back in time, so we're just going to do a booth and some more fun stuff. You know what? Join me Tuesday on Tuesday's Trekland Live at 1 Pacific. We'll talk about more of this. I'll have some more thoughts about Lower Decks going down and Discovery coming up and the Prodigy news, etc., etc. It's amazing how this month in Portal 47, our members, the Ask Dr. Trek Roundtable was last night. And we just missed all these headlines and news and even the finale. But it's out there. It's not going anywhere. People are going to be talking about all this for a long time to come. I just asked the question, do you get it now? Do you really see the potential in all this? Can my little kid dreams from the 80s and especially the 90s, when TV first started to bloom, but it was hemmed in by 26 episode seasons on syndicated and dinky network channels, we're finally transcending that, like a whole new life form being birthed out of the holodeck or wherever. Yeah. So much amazing, so much fun here tonight. Anyway, guys, join us tomorrow night if you can. If not, we'll see you maybe Saturday morning, 10 a.m. Pacific at Life Support Live on these very same channels. And if not, then 10 Pacific, 1 Eastern, etc. If not, then maybe next Tuesday, too, at 1 p.m. Pacific here on these same channels. Guys, enjoy the Trek moments. Let it lift you in these days of weirdness amid whatever fights and struggles you're in. Enjoy the Trek. Share it. Share it with all the new folks. All these new platforms are doing nothing but expanding the outreach. All this gateway drug candy of all these different flavors It's just making it easier to share the Trek. So anyway, do that, guys. Everywhere you're watching me right now, if you want to catch me later, if you're on YouTube, that's my Twitter handle, Larry Nemecek. And if you're on Facebook with me right now, that's my Instagram handle too. So we'll be there too. If you want to look up portal47.net, open house is coming into the month, October 29th. More on that later. Anyway, tonight, guys, stay healthy, stay woke, check the sources. And of course, guys, trek well.